Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you are a GOT or HOD fan and want to join in on some honest reviews and character breakdowns, you're in the right place. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss out on a new video. If you're into Game of Thrones and House of the Dragon, this video is for you. Today, I'm giving you a full spoiler-free breakdown on Daenerys Targaryen and her journey to rise as Mother of Dragons. Since House of the Dragon Season 3 is soon to be aired, this video will be useful for you to get an idea on how the Targaryens ruled the world. Daenerys Targaryen, also known as Daenerys Stormborn, is one of the last confirmed members of House Targaryen, along with her older brother Viserys, who refers to her as Dany. She is the youngest child of King Aerys II Targaryen and his sister wife, Queen Rhaella. She is one of the major POV characters in A Song of Ice and Fire. In the television adaptations Game of Thrones, Daenerys is portrayed respectively by Emilia Clarke. A young woman in her early teens, Daenerys has the classical Valyrian look. She has violet eyes, pale skin, and long, pale silver gold hair. Daenerys is slender of frame, with small breasts. She is said to resemble Queen Daenerys Targaryen, though Daenerys is taller and stronger. Daenerys has been described as fair and beautiful. Illyrio Mopatis, a magister of Pentos, arranges a marriage between Daenerys and Drogo, a powerful Khal of the Dothraki, in return for the promise of an army which her brother, the would-be Viserys III Targaryen, can use to claim the Iron Throne. Though Daenerys does not want the marriage, Viserys is insistent. Daenerys receives multiple bride gifts, including 3 petrified dragon eggs from Illyrio, 3 handmaidens, Iri, Jiki, and Doria, from her brother, and a magnificent silver mare from Drogo. After the wedding ceremony is over, Drogo leads Daenerys away from the Khalasa to consummate their marriage. Daenerys is terrified, but Drogo proves to be surprisingly tender and considerate. He lets Daenerys know that he understands one word in the common tongue, no, and touches her gently and gradually. Eventually, Daenerys initiates sex with Drogo, and her newfound confidence and strength mark the beginning of a loving relationship between them. On her 14th name day, Daenerys reveals that she is pregnant. The Khalasa arrives at Vise Dothraki, and Jorah informs Daenerys about the chances the Dothraki would have against Westerosi armies. That evening, Daenerys and Viserys argue. When he grabs her, she hits him with a belt and orders him to leave. In Westeros, King Robert I Baratheon has learned of Daenerys' marriage to Drogo from Jorah Mormont, who is in the employment of Lord Varys, Robert's Master of Whisperers. Though Robert's new hand of the king, Lord Eddard Stark, protests against the notion of killing Daenerys, calling her an innocent child, Robert nonetheless fears that Daenerys will soon start breeding more dragonspawn, and that Viserys will cross the Narrow Sea with a horde of Dothraki. Eddard convinces him that the Dothraki are not likely to cross, and that they can easily defeat them if they do. The matter is laid to rest, but is brought up again when a report from Jorah arrives in King's Landing, informing the small council that Daenerys is pregnant. At Vise Dothraki, Daenerys is presented to the Dosh Khaleen, and she takes part in a ceremony for her unborn child in which she eats a raw stallion heart. Daenerys chooses the name Rhaego for her son, after her eldest brother, Rhaegar. Having grown increasingly impatient for Drogo to give him his army and his crown, Viserys arrives carrying a blade, which is forbidden in Vise Dothraki. He threatens both Daenerys and her unborn child. While his blood riders take hold of Viserys, Drogo melts the golden medallions from his belt, and he pours the molten gold over Viserys' head, giving him his golden crown. Daenerys calmly watches as Viserys pleads with her, and he dies screaming. Now the last remaining member of House Targaryen, Daenerys believes her family's throne should be conquered for her unborn son and attempts to persuade Drogo to invade the Seven Kingdoms. However, Drogo has no interest in doing so, until Daenerys is rescued by Jorah Mormont from drinking poisoned Arbor Red offered by a wine seller at the western market of Vise Dothraki. Furious, Drogo vows to conquer the Seven Kingdoms for his son. When they depart via Dothraki, Daenerys has the would-be assassin forced to run after her silver mare until he collapses and dies. After few battles, Drogo is injured, but the healers are occupied elsewhere. Drogo's wound festers, and he grows weaker and weaker from his horse. Daenerys realizes the danger in this, as a Khal who cannot ride cannot rule, according to the Dothraki. While Dothraki's conducting a ritual for Drogo's life, Daenerys was experiencing labor. Daenerys wakes days later, after several fever dreams. Rhaego was stillborn and malformed, Daenerys learns, and had been dead for months. Daenerys demands to know when Drogo will be as before, and Miri replies, when the sun rises in the west and sets in the east. When the seas go dry and mountains blow in the wind like leaves. When your womb quickens again, and you bear a living child. Then he will return, and not before. Daenerys declares herself to be a queen, and she states the remaining people are her Khalasa now. She frees the slaves, names Jorah as a knight of her Queen's Guard, and names Jogo, Ricaro, and Ago, the three surviving men from her caste, as her Kos, ignoring their refusal to be bloodrider to a woman. Daenerys places her 3 dragon eggs onto Drogo's funeral pyre, beside his body. She also has Miri bound to the pyre, claiming, only death can pay for life. Drogo's pyre is lit when the first star, a fiery red comet, is seen in the sky. Once the entire pyre is afire, Daenerys walks into the flames. The next morning, when the flames have gone out and the ground has cooled down, Daenerys's new Khalasa finds her amidst the ashes, naked but unharmed, holding 3 newly hatched dragons, the first living dragons since 153 AC. They all kneel and swear their oaths to Daenerys, more loyal to her than they had ever been to Drogo. Daenerys names the 3 dragons Viserion, after her brother Viserys, Rhaegal, after her brother Rhaegar, and Drogon, after her husband Drogo. Let me know in the comments, did Daenerys' journey until her become Mother of Dragons make you cry, sensitive or impressed you on her courage? Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for the next chapter of Daenerys' life. See you all Game of Thrones and House of the Dragon fans in my next video on how Daenerys reigns with unsullied army. Thank you for watching.